Hi, this is Jacques Talk, and you're listening to Jacques Talk. This is a podcast where I talk about the Cowboys, the team I've covered as a beat writer, columnist, TV insider, and radio host for 28 years. I'll also talk about the NFL and the things I love, working out, streaming, food, and all things Dallas. Welcome to Jacques Talk, where sports is fluid. What's true today might not be true an hour, a day, or a month from now. I'm going to give you the truth straight, no chaser. Glad to have you aboard. Let's get it. Welcome to Jacques Talk, my friends. Glad to have you aboard. This is episode 149. Now that leads me to a problem, because I ain't thought of no 49s yet. But I'm going to let Big Joe give us the sit rep while I try to figure this out right quick.
See, we are 57 seconds in. The light is red, and we are 5x5. Operation Jacques Talk is definitely a go.
And I still ain't thought of no 49s. You got one up?
Hell no. 49 is like not even off the top of my head, not going back. It wasn't no 49 on the poster.
Okay, let's see. According to Pro Football Reference, Johnny Huggins wore that number in 2001. I don't even remember Johnny Huggins.
That's kind of like Taji Armstrong. You remember
well, at least I remember him.
Yeah, that was one of your first interviews.
Yeah, it was Brent Pierce. I don't know. He must have been a tight end, but he don't come to mind. Jameez Alawali. I remember him. He was like a fullback or something.
Okay.
Peyton Hendershot, he must have wore it for just a second before he got to the 80s.
Yeah.
And then Ian Bunting, who I don't remember at all.
We going way down the rabbit hole of 49. And
that must be the most anonymous number in franchise history.
The only 49 that I think of is Earl Cooper for the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
Running back out of Rice. Yeah, that's the baddest 49 that I can think of.
No, I got you on that. Well, let's call the member of All Sports Dallas, who referred to himself as Star Telegram at the press conference last week, and who was also Shannon Sharpe's best friend, Clarence E. Hill Jr., brought to you each and every Friday by Smokey John's Barbecue. And let's see what he's got to say about the Cowboys and the big scandal at ESPN.
Hello?
What's up, bro?
Man, I was wondering, man, I ain't get no text message. I was just looking at my phone.
No, man, we had a couple we had some technical difficulties at the last second this morning. And other than that, it's all good. But we want to hear from you, because we know you Shannon Sharpe's best friend. We want to hear about Unc.
What? What?
People say, well, I can hear.
I don't know what you talking about, man.
Content Dave, I took Content Dave down a reporting lesson today that I'll share with you. Not Content Dave give me that look. Man.
As he should.
That's, So Content, this is what happens. But I hipped Content Dave to the game so he won't make this mistake again. He said, hey, I think Shannon Sharpe's been fired. I said, wow. And so the first thing I do when I hear these things now is I go Google it. I didn't find anything on Google. And then I checked the ESPN front page. I didn't find anything there. And then he sent me a screenshot. I said, okay. So I went to Twitter and I put in Shannon Sharpe fired.
He got got.
Did he get?
Yeah, no, Shannon didn't get got.
Oh, no, Content Dave got got.
That was the NBA Centel. It don't count.
Right. Well, see, I was telling him, as we were going through it, I said, why would NBA have that story? And that's what y'all do. I tell this to people all the time when they call with Facebook stories, like, okay, did you Google it? Okay, why would these people be the first people on the scene with the news? And it's just a reporter's thing, because there's so many fake sites and fake reports out there. That's how you can not get got. Because, I've been got. Clarence, I'm sure you've been got over the years by some fake thing that's had Adam Schefter instead of Adam Schefter or something like that. Content Dave thinks that's the funniest thing ever. And it's all good till it ain't good. Till you retweet somebody and somebody says, hey, man, that's a fake site. And you go, damn, I've been got. So I am as vigilant about that, because most of y'all know, I had my own incident about 15 years ago. So where I sent what I thought was a text and it turned into be a tweet. talking to some loved ones about some happy time. And, that was brought up yesterday. And I said, why did I get caught up in the crossfire? My crime was 15 years ago. Why y'all bringing it up? I've been a law-abiding citizen since then.
First of all, Joe, I just wanted the record show. Breaking news, Jacques has finally publicly admitted that he was not hacked.
Yeah, well, he get mad about it, then he like it. I don't know.
It's the first time he's publicly admitted in front of people that he was not hacked.
Yeah.
He's publicly admitted that he was not hacked.
I think we talked. Me and Matt McLaren talked about this on the show.
We've talked about private. You've never publicly admitted on the show.
Me and Matt McLaren talked about it on the radio show. We did a whole segment on it. We did a whole segment on it because Matt said you got to stop being so mad about this. Let's just talk about it. He tricked me into it like a psychologist.
Well, you got to stop being mad about it because it was your own fault.
You got to embrace it.
Just like Shannon owned up to it and made a segment out of it. I mean, because he had his people. He had one of his interns, one of his people put out the hack story. Everybody put out the hack story. Then he said, man, I wasn't hacked, man. They just was trying to cover me. And then he just told the truth. Just owned up to it because it's 2024. Ain't nobody hacking you like that.
No, but in 20...
No. Back in
my day, I really had been hacked the week before because I sent an MO out. I sent an email out to the powers that be to say, hey, that's why I ended up with this new... That's why I got the email address I have now.
Okay, but my point is, I can understand hacking, and we all been hacked.
Yes.
And people take over your account. But
yes. Matter of fact, I got hacked about a month ago.
The content of the alleged incident is not somebody would hack.
No.
If I'm gonna hack you, I'm not gonna hack. Like I've been hacked. People have. If you follow me on Twitter, I don't just talk football, and I talk everything, so I get in the politics.
You got to take it all if you follow him now.
There's a lot of people who have attacked me because of that, and somebody tried to hack my Twitter account.
Did it really?
My Telegram internet people saw it, but they put out some tweets and put out some stuff, or tried to put out some stuff on my account that I do trying to get me fired.
Wow.
So I understand what that is, but I'm just saying you can tell the nature of the when people trying to hack you and do you in, they gonna do some stuff. They ain't gonna be talking about no wings. I've been a victim of real hacking and real people trying to do me in, trying to do me bad. Okay, trying to get me.
Yeah.
So. I understand it, but it was all fun and games with Shannon Sharpe yesterday, and they certainly called it the nightclap show, and they owned up to it and got very raw and real about what went on, and and it's just fun. In this day and age, you would think something like that could potentially get you fired, and
it can potentially, but he's so big it probably won't.
And because Paul Pierce basically got let go by ESPN for going IG Live on some strippers, which I think was, I guess it was a different situation, but he went IG Live with some strippers.
His situation was different because it was done on purpose and it was visual. Yeah. The visual thing is always, even though that's live, it was really nothing but the ceiling. It was just noises,
right? It was done on purpose. It was visual. It also didn't have as big a.
And he's not a bigger star as Shannon Sharpe.
Not the biggest star, Shannon Sharpe. It's like with football, the biggest stars get away with more stuff.
Yes.
So.
You ever had a scandal like that, Joe?
Nope.
Joe don't do no scandal. Joe stay at home.
I just asked that. I thought the answer might be spicy as he talked bad about me. I was trying to draw him off sides.
Joe's
he showed good discipline.
Man. He's meat and potatoes, man. He don't do all that crazy stuff.
No, I thank him for his service every now and then too.
Yeah, that's the most disingenuous shit ever. But you need to stop that.
Have I not ever thanked you for your service?
Oh, please, I don't do that.
I'm pretty sure I had done it once or twice before.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Go ahead with that Shannon Sharpe stuff.
I think we've exhausted that.
Yeah.
It's time.
And Joe serious too. I'm just kidding.
I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on. You're not finna come in my house disrupted and then go about your merry way.
He ain't disrupted.
and leave me to deal with all of this.
He might still have AK-47 over there.
Oh, ain't no Mike. I don't know. I'm not gonna say don't go over there unless you've been invited. You know, I mean, he believe in the Second Amendment now.
Hey, Kamala said, I got a gun too. Okay,
I know you didn't just say Kamala, dog. Come on.
I mixed up Kamala. I fixed it. Okay.
They fix it quickly.
I had a discussion the other day with a dude. He said she wasn't fine. I said, "Well, I don't know what the hell you looking at."
You know, they don't. Man, stop people stupid.
Yeah.
Like Trump.
No. My homeboy, he ain't stupid. He just say he ain't see her the right way. Yeah, I said, all right, then, yeah. Whatever, dog.
I mean, we're talking about a late 50, 60-year-old woman.
Yes, indeed.
What are you talking about? What you expected this?
Nah, it's all good. It's all.
I mean, if you think, and if you really want to go look at her college pictures, okay? Yeah. I mean, tell him to go look at her college pictures. She's fine wine.
Yes, sir.
What are you
and still fine.
Right. What are you talking about?
I had some
grown woman fine.
I had some friends that put raisins in their potato salad. You know, her makeup made her look like a man. I said, hell, she look better than your ass.
Her makeup make her what?
Makeup make her look like a man. You know,
first of all,
say
them people, that's number racism because they said that about Michelle. You know, that's what they do.
They said it about Serena. They said it about Serena too.
Ain't nothing about Kamala look like a man. Okay,
she wears pantsuit. Man, if you don't get your ass away from her, y'all always with that BS right there. Always with the low, you know.
Because y'all can't fill a pantsuit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, can we get on the football?
Yeah.
Your Dallas Cowboys.
Now you want to get on the football?
Yeah. I mean, we're going too far.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to really.
You started with Shannon Sharpe.
You ain't lying.
Well, that was the news of the day. You know, whether Kamala is fine or not was not the news of the day. I'm just saying.
Well, is Halle Berry fine? Is Halle Berry fine, Jock? Is Halle Berry fine?
Yeah, but she trouble. Yeah.
Trouble.
I mean, that fine being divorced 4 or 5 times.
We talking about if she fine.
Hey,
that's the problem. With
y'all know what I've been through lately. I've been triggered, so I ain't interested in no women like that.
No, that's the problem with men. Okay, with all due respect, and I need to have this tangent, and we need to have a man talk because there are men out there who've been with 1 million women. Because a woman been with 4 or 5 men. I said divorced 4 or 5 times. I didn't say been with 4 or 5 guys. Divorced. I know men that been. I know men that been married multiple times.
And I said I didn't want that kind of drama.
Okay, but that don't make. We don't know what the drama is. We don't know what happened in those marriages. We're making an assumption that.
Now you know what, man? I'm gonna stop you right there. Because you full of poop. You the same dude who has told me, hey, every fine woman over there's somebody tired of banging her. So I'm not trying to hear about the new kind of gentler you. I just ain't trying to hear it.
I have said that over the years.
Yeah, so don't tell me like, what drama? We all know she a rich diva. Oh, now you've grown.
And at 59, I don't think as I thought at 40.
Okay, that's good. That's growth. So next time a nice young lady in our age bracket says, "Do you know any nice single men?" Should I point them your way because you ready for a nice long relationship?
I'm just saying.
I'm just asking.
I don't think the same way I thought it's one. It's called growth, and I'm just trying to tell you that's all I'm saying. It is growth. I mean, we make those funny comments. That's a good line. It's like, who you gonna believe me? You lying eyes when we know we're wrong. I mean, we do things like that, but that don't make it right. Okay. And I'm just talking about right. And I'm just saying that it touches the nerve for me, especially with the election, because there's this narrative out there that Kamala slept her way to the top when the former president has been with several women and has got rape charges and grabs about a pee, and no one uses that to say, against him. But a woman has multiple relationships, and we use that against her. So that's the only thing that when we, just to bring it back right there.
Well, in that context, it's ridiculous because you can't sleep your way that high.
No,
not that she did, but men and women repeat that rhetoric about her, and it is sexist, it's racist, it's all of that. And so, but we put that on women. We hold women to a higher standard when it comes to relations and work in the workplace than we do to men, because we know every powerful man that slept with everybody in that building. I mean, look at Kennedy. Look at Malcolm. Okay. Martin. They all do it.
So, anyway, are we talking about the Cowboys? Oh,
yeah, man. Can we hurry move on?
I'm saying they have ways over there too.
Okay.
Oh, we know about them ways.
So we gonna reset this thing at 16 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yeah, so we got the Dallas Cowboys coming up.
On them Cowboys. We got the Cowboys coming up in 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Dallas Cowboys. They got the New Orleans Saints this week. The Saints with a terrific performance against the raggedy Rudy Poot Carolina Panthers, 47-10. It was 30-3 at halftime. The big numbers: Alvin Kamara ran for 83 yards and a touchdown. Derek Carr, 19 of 23, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. They didn't do a whole lot in the passing game, although Shaheed had a 59-yard touchdown. Chris Olave didn't do much, 2 catches, 11 yards. So, but, anytime you beat somebody that badly, even if it's Carolina, you do have to say they were good. Now, can they be good again this week?
That's some old 90s Cowboys number, 18 and 22. That's like Troy was.
Yeah.
On the running game, all of that stuff. They were good. They were efficient. Just my conversation with Cowboy players in the locker room is that, yes, the Saints are good. They played well, but Carolina is bad. It's really hard to judge how good they are. And as opposed to the Cowboys, and I think the Cowboys had a strong opening game, but we know Cleveland's defense was number 1 in the league last year.
Right.
Cleveland's defense is pretty good, and you can say what you want about Cleveland's offense, but their defense is pretty good. And the Cowboys moved the ball and did what they're supposed to, at least in the first half, against that defense. So, and it was on the road. So I think the Cowboys' performance ultimately was more impressive because of the opponent they played. But they're not overlooking the Saints. It's not a Saints team that you're going to come in here and overlook. One Cowboys player told me yesterday, it's almost like it won't be Arizona all over again. And they kind of went into Arizona, overlooking Arizona, who had quarterback issues, everything else, and they didn't play their best performance in the Arizona game. When I was on the road, and the Cowboys had trouble on the road, again, that was the Arizona team that had quarterback issues. This Saints team, the Cowboys are 16-0 at home, or not 16-0. They have riding a 16-game winning streak at home. And, again, they're playing a Saints team that has Alvin Kamara and Derek Carr and Chris Olave as the players. They have their attention. And so this won't be a situation where the Saints are coming in, sneaking up on. I was just looking up something as well, and this is a sold-out crowd. And I was looking at something on the internet today, and it said the most expensive ticket this weekend is Cowboys Saints. The most expensive ticket in the NFL this weekend is Cowboys. Because the Saints fans are here. They came, with all due respect.
Oh, yes.
Many of them came with Katrina. Mm-hmm. Everybody from Louisiana is here. There's a huge Saints fan base in DFW. That stadium, I know people already set up tailgates, and they got Louisiana food, Creole food, gumbo, everything's going to be alligators going to be crazy leading up to the game in the stadium because the Cowboys don't win. The Saints fans are going to take over the house. So there were a lot of my thing, it's funny because people always talk about why do they let so many other opposing teams' fans in the stadium? Because it's 100,000 seats.
You can find a ticket.
Even if Jerry sells 80,000, and keep in mind, Texas Stadium only held like 66, okay?
Right.
Period. You can sell 80,000 seats to Cowboy fans, and there's still going to be 20,000 or more opposing team fans in the building, especially when you got standing room only. And if you lose or you're losing, they can take over the stadium because the Cowboy fans going to leave and they going to get up and move down to be the loudest people there. That's what we've seen in the past when we've seen Chicago fans and Detroit fans and San Francisco fans, because you cannot, there won't be 100,000 Cowboy fans there. And if things get out of hand, the other team can take over. So I'm just telling you, look for a lot of black and gold in the house. They won't be more than the blue and silver, but the blue and silver better take care of business because them black and gold will act the fool. You know, they like to talk trash. They like to dance. They like to party. You already know.
I ran Louisiana for 6 years, and I ran during the time, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, all of that. I ran during the time where, everybody was coming back after Katrina.
Right.
And I had a Dallas Cowboy bank card that I used every time I bought something. It was cute when the Saints got the Super Bowl and brought the city back. It was great. I was happy. I even bought me some Saints gear. Cool.
Right. We was happy for them because they used to be the aim.
After that, oh, we still in it. The Cowboys ain't nothing. Oh, you know what? Y'all done jumped Pittsburgh Steelers fan for me. Stop playing.
Well, that's why I keep telling people, listen, the problem with Saints fans is they arrogant and they like to talk trash.
After one Super Bowl,
they won one Super Bowl. And they think they're blue blood. They won one Super Bowl. And they think they won 5. They got as much tradition as the Cowboys. They don't. Your tradition is bags on your head.
The next year,
you won one Super Bowl.
After they won the Super Bowl, the next year they got knocked out the playoffs. I said, they just don't get them things.
And now they got conspiracy theory. They cheated. Roger Goodell cheated against us, and we did Bounty Gate, and then that horrible play against San Francisco. Then now they act like they're a victim, and it's too much.
Yeah.
No, it's just because they are very arrogant and they talk so much trash. And you got one Super Bowl on your name. You got one Super Bowl on your name.
Now the Saints scored on their first 9 drives. How will you think they will attack the Cowboys defense? Because they could do what they wanted to last week.
Well, yeah. They're gonna try to run the ball. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they do. And understand this: the offensive coordinator is from San Francisco.
Oh, what we doing here?
Hello.
That's not. Yeah.
Sound like Darth Vader in the background, and then we got low key AK-47 fire in the front. What we doing?
Okay. Are we better now?
Yes.
My alarm was going off, and I couldn't get it to stop going off.
Gotcha.
But what I'm saying is they're going to try to run at the Cowboys. There's no question. The Cowboys, they have to stop the run, and I think that the difference is if they stop the run, they will get after the quarterback because at least Deshaun Watson could move, and he escaped. This dude escaping the sack that Deshaun Watson escaped. But you got to stop the run. They Cleveland didn't have their best running back. The Saints got Alvin Kamara, who still can get it done. And they're going to try to run the ball down the Cowboys' throats.
Yeah, they ran it 37 for 180. And don't forget, they got Jamal Williams. He had 11 for 38, but, he's really a banger. So they got to kind of compliment you wanting to run a game.
Okay.
And then they kept the ball for 36 minutes. So, Carolina didn't even really have it. And so I think Clarence is right. It's going to be the same kind of game plan when you look at it. Jake Ferguson, you think he plays this week?
He's going to try to play. That's just it. It is. It's a bone bruise. The Cowboys get happy that it's not worse. Jake Ferguson actually thought it was ACL, and it's not. And so he's efforting toward playing. But if he doesn't play, we know it's a 1 week or 2 week injury. It's not a 4 or 5 week injury or season-ending injury. But just talking to some people yesterday, including Ferguson, including some, Cowboys coaches, he's going to try to play.
Now, what's funny, man? We sit here and I think we say, hey, don't overreact to the first game. It's just one game. It could go either way. It is what it is. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, I think most of us have overreacted to the first game. And I say that because now you look at the schedule and you go, before the first game, you might have been like, 4-2, 3-3, It's all good. Now you look at the schedule like 5-1. They got this. Do you get? You know what I mean? It's just like okay, and it's just funny how things can change, or the emotions are so high. Now Mike Zimmer is the greatest defense coordinator of all time. Ain't nobody ever seen the double A gap blitz. It's unstoppable. It's like the 46 defense in '85, and I'm just like,
damn,
this was a terrific performance, but we got to see more. To just like the Saints had a terrific performance, and they're going crazy in New Orleans, but we got to see more.
Are you dissing Zimmer? Do not call Zimmer that you're trying to downplay what this is?
No.
It's been people calling him a genius. Joe Trahan called him a genius the other day on his podcast. Hey, I'm on his broadcast. He called him a genius.
Well, he also called Dan Quinn a genius. You got to understand. They call Dan Quinn a genius.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hype train is real.
Well, let me give you some insight, because I agree. Because I remember the hype for Dan Quinn and all the stuff. And Dan Quinn was a Micah whisperer. He was running Micah all over the defense and everything else. And Micah's worked from the A-gap before, okay? And so I asked Micah yesterday, because they were asking you, hey, Micah, I remember you working from A-gap as a rookie, okay? This ain't nothing new. When he told me, but I got more freedom now than I did then. And he's actually calling his line stunts. He's said, I'm more accountable because Zimmer's giving me more responsibility. And I think it's interesting because there was a time when Zim showed up, and the question was, and everybody was down on Micah, the podcast, Micah, everything else. Well, Zim's going to put him in his place, and Zim's going to rein him in, and all this other stuff. And I remember when Micah did show for the minicamp, for OTAs, and did his show for minicamp, and said, I ain't even said 2 words to Zimmer. Zimmer ain't even talking to me. Zimmer's putting him in his place. Zimmer's going to deal with Micah. And then all of a sudden in training camp, Zim and Micah's having breakfast every morning. And
Zim done co-stars before.
Yes, and Zim was putting packages. He's putting packages in for Micah. And Micah said yesterday, we talked to Micah on Wednesday. This is airing Friday. But yeah, we talked to Micah on Wednesday. And he said that, Zim has allowed him freedom. He's calling the plays. He's not I rushed with A-gap before, but I get to decide the lines cuts and where I go and pull his out. So that's making me more accountable. And I want to please him. I want his approval. And to me, it's like the old school philosophy. Like Jimmy Johnson used to play mind games. You play mind games. You know how I'm going to get you to buy in. I'm going to get you to buy into what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Because if you do it, everybody else is going to do it.
Right.
I'm going to make you part of the process. I'm going to give you responsibility. I'm going to make you part of the solution.
I'm going to make you the leader.
And when I make you part of the solution and you buy in, everybody else is going to buy in. And then Zim was selling horses, and then Michael said, man, he just has a different way of relating to people. Because one minute he didn't talk to me, and now he's texting me about horses and everything else. It's called Zim Show. It's just this old player move. It's like dating. It's like a way of getting in and getting your subject or your person to manipulate him to do what you want him to do, and play the way you want him to play, and act the way you want him to act, without going in and cussing him out and dog cussing,
and making him think it was his idea.
Exactly. Zim genius.
And
maybe they just respect each other. How about that? All that manipulation and stuff. I don't know about all that.
But it is that. There's no question. You're going to respect him because of him and what he's done and his ability. He's going to respect you. But when Michael says, I want his approval, I mean, that just shows you like a little dad. When your dad is a disciplinarian, okay? You know your dad was hard as hell, and you wanted to please him. You didn't want him to fuss at you. You didn't want to get in trouble. Like, yo, son, you're military, you're a strict guy. Your kids want you to your approval based on the standards you set.
True. I don't know. I think when you trust in somebody, That's a step up anyway. When you say, "Hey, this is what you can do," I'm gonna let you decide to do that. You accountable for that. When you hand somebody something and say you accountable for that, and you part of what happens here, that's endearing to itself right there.
Yeah, but you have to earn that trust, and it was a fast bond from again a Cold War in minicamp to a fast bond now. That's all I'm saying. It was based on built-in relationship. You say, hey, come in every morning for breakfast.
Yep.
This is what I'm doing for you. These are the packages. I'm going to try to do things to free you up because I know you've had a great year, but late in the seasons, people have double-teamed you and your production has slowed down. Yeah. I'm going to do things that'll free you up. And these are some of the things I'm going to do.
Well, what he talked about the other day is like, he came in and said, hey, I got some packages for you now because you got double teamed too much in Cleveland. And so it's already about, let me free you up and let me give you an opportunity to go operate one-on-one. And just so y'all know, the most important stat to me on defense is always points allowed. Because yards are cool, but yards can be skewed. Points allowed don't really get skewed. Zim's defenses have been top 10 points allowed 10 of the last 14 years. So, that speaks to what he does as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, a lot of times, too, I think when you get to know a guy, and y'all know this, guys have different IQs when it comes to football. And so you talk to somebody and you get to know somebody and you realize they can handle whatever I give them. That's you locked in right there. If it's one of them things where I got to tell this guy how to get what he need to get or where he need to be, that's a whole nother level of coaching. But that's what I think. I think Micah might be pretty smart. That's what I'm saying. Him and Zimmer connected.
Oh no, he is smart.
That's what I'm saying.
People don't give athletes credit for being smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they say, he's a great athlete. He's 1-4-3. He's doing all athleticism. But Micah is a student of the game. He talked about he's a hard worker. He's a competitor. He likes to win. And say, I don't care if we're playing Tiddly, we're playing a board game. Right. I'm going to study to try to beat you. I'm going to try to do this. I want to learn. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a competitor. And so whatever it is I'm doing, I'm going to try to learn tricks or learn the information, learn strategies to beat you. Might be the first time, but the second and third time, I'm going to be ready for you because I'm going to learn. And so, yeah, he not only – and that's all the great players. And people don't understand that. Even going back to Deion, the great players don't just walk out there and play. They do study. They do watch film. They do bring that. That's what I was saying earlier. That's what makes them Hall of Famers.
That's what I was saying earlier, that Zim know how to handle stars. He coached Deion.
Yeah.
That's...
So, it's just something on Twitter today. We're talking about Zim's defense. And certainly we're going back to, everybody loved Dan Quinn's defense. And I know Jacques don't value pressures, but pressures matter. The team that led to taking pressures in week 1 were the Cowboys with 40 pressures on the quarterback. That causes, even if you don't get the sack, it does cause errant throws. It causes interceptions. Pressures matter. The next highest team with pressures, quarterback pressures, were the Seattle Seahawks with 29. 40 to 29 over the second most team with the most pressures. That's just not Micah. That's the whole defense line getting after the quarterback.
Now, let me clarify this. I never said pressures don't matter. Quarterbacks under duress make mistakes. What I said is when it comes time to get your deal done, ain't nobody paying you for pressures. Just like I once had a wise man tell me, they don't pay Punch and Judy hitters. They pay you for homers and ribbies. They pay for homers and ribbies. Oh, that was you? So that's what I'm telling you. They're not...
They pay for ribbies and homers. That's my
right, so they're not paying you for pressures and hits. They paying you for sacks.
But what I'm saying, unlike Punch and Judy hitters, pressures lead to sacks. Punch and Judy don't lead to homers. Okay? Pressures lead to sacks. If you get there and you keep getting there, you repeatedly get there, you're going to get that mofo on the ground. Okay? But you got to get there first. And pressure is an example of getting there, getting home. That's the only difference. You got to get there.
Although, if I get a Punch and Judy singing and I still second and third, I'm in position. So there.
Stop it. We talking about homers.
All right, man. We appreciate it.
You're getting booted up on out of here.
Hey, man, Clarence Hill got things. He got things to do at all cities.
I got to get to the star. I got a podcast to do.
That's right. At All City Dallas, Check it out. AllCityDallas.com. Clarence E. Hill Jr. We appreciate you, dog.
All right, thank you guys.
All right. He's brought to you each and every Friday. And you get it all, man. Whether you want it or whether you don't want it, you get it all. When Clarence E. Hill Jr. of All City Dallas is on the podcast. He's brought to you by Smokey John's Barbecue, 1820 West Mockingbird. It is home of the Jam Session Bowl. You know, that delicious food that we get. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Friday, the 20th, your boys will be out at the Jam Session Bowl. Out at Smokey John's Barbecue. So if you want to swing by, take a picture, get an autograph. Have some Jam Session Bowl. Do that. Now, we're doing some work, but after the work, I will engage. I can't speak for Big Joe, but he's a very friendly guy. And, we should have some good times. If not, at least he'll enjoy the free lunch. Don't bring your checkbook, dog. I got you. Smokey John's Barbecue, home of the Jam Session Bowl. It's a mac and cheese, a mashed potato base, and then your choice, 2 out of 5 smoked meats. All the stuff that you love on a baked potato, they put it on there. Sour cream, chives, bacon bits, butter, all that good stuff, man. Then they drizzle it with sauce or they drench it with sauce, your choice. And then it is food to live for. It really is. I've never had anybody tell me that the Jam Session Bowl wasn't delicious. Whether you got the mac base or the mashed potato base. I might go crazy and get the mac base this week. Normally I rock with the mashed potatoes. But anyway, if you need Smokey John's in your life a little more immediately than that, what you can do is go to H-E-B and pick up the sauce or the rub right off the shelves. They got them all over DFW now. Mansfield, Burleson, Waxahachie, everywhere. McKinney. Or if you want a little extra treat, go over there to 67 in Wheatland. Over in the Duncanville area, you can get the sauce, the rub, or the banana pudding right there off the shelves. Take it home and enjoy it. And don't forget, you can always go to SmokeyJohns.com, go to Marketplace, and get the sauce or the rub delivered to the crib in a couple of days. Smokey John's Barbecue. Get some. It's good for you. Hey, Doc. What do you like about... I think a better question is, what makes the double A gap blitz so difficult to handle?
It puts pressure on the center. And like I said, when you got the A and the B gap, that's between the guard and the center on both sides. All right, so what you do is you put pressure on them in the middle of the defense, and them guys got to figure out who is coming and who ain't. And then another thing behind it, you got to figure out what kind of coverage they doing. Right. Are they zone? Are they man? Are they doing matchup? So if you put zone behind it, let's say you put cover 3, but it looks like cover 2, or it looks like, cover 6 or cover 4. And then one of those guys are coming or both guys are coming. Now you got to figure out which coverage they're in. Now you got to figure out which guy is coming, which guy is not, and what kind of coverage is behind it. So what makes it so difficult is all the trickery. And I don't know if he invented the double A gap, but he ran the hell out of it, and he perfected the hell out of it. And when you got a guy that's a master at his defense,
yeah,
it's usually problems. I don't want to backtrack, but the Dan Quinn thing was a lot of that was personnel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, that's I think it's true. They were personnel reliant. That's why they played the safeties, and it made sense to me for a while because we want to get small, we want to match up with the passing game, and that's all good till it ain't.
Yeah.
And they create. You can't knock Dan Quinn. They created a lot of turnovers, but the flaw in the scheme, and we talked about this 1,000 times, they were a front-running defense.
They were so light. Yeah. They were
right. So
light. Yeah.
If they do what they do, we get up on you, it's a wrap, dog. You have no chance. Yeah. We're going to unleash the pass rushers. We got these guys in the secondary. We're going to pick you off 4 times. We're going to beat you 40-0. But if it's not a blowout and you start leaning on us, we finna get our ass kicked. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Not only a few teams could do that, but when it happened, they had no chance, man.
What impressed me a lot was the way he used the Overshawn. Because Overshawn wasn't drafted to do that. He was drafted playing Dan Quinn. He wouldn't have been doing that Dan Quinn defense.
No, but I think he found, and I think Zimmer is good at this. He saw a trait. He saw a skill set. He saw the athleticism. He let me put this to work some kind of way. And, and he had him being a spy on Deshaun Watson. And now we can all look ahead and go, okay, now you ain't going to be no spy every week, but you damn sure going to be a spy against Lamar Jackson. You damn sure going to be a spy against, Justin Fields or even Russell Wilson if he plays.
But the thing about the spy stuff what's genius to me is that you'll have a guy getting spied, right? And then if it's a pass, what do you do with him? Do you put him in no man's land or does he rush the passer?
Right.
You see, that's the big thing about what Zimmer was doing with Obashan was that the couple of times he got after Deshaun, it was like if he throwing the ball and you got a shot, take your shot.
Yeah.
If he's throwing the ball, then maybe I'm playing a hook zone or something. Nah, that's that being indecisive with your spy.
Right.
I don't need him in the hook zone. If your assignment is number 4, or your assignment is number 8, so number 8 drop back, you don't have no coverage. Go get his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just a difference how you play that. So I kind of like that aspect right there.
The other thing is, and this is you can have a spy. Here's the trick to having a spy, though, and Joe can talk to this. Your spy, listen to me carefully, people. This is one of the few times I say that. Your spy got to be as good an athlete as your quarterback. Because if not, it don't do you no good. Because if he's not as good an athlete or almost as good an athlete, you get out there in the open field and it's boop, 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 and it don't matter that you had a spy. Now, Lamar Jackson is a freak, so he may make you miss. But the rest of them, the part of being a spy is you got to have the spy be as good an athlete as a quarterback to make it really work for you. And we all see that Overshawn had that closing speed the other day. Looked like he got shot out of a cannon, as they say. And he fits the bill.
Yeah, and a lot of times depending on the containment scheme that you use, because you're working in conjunction with the defensive line.
Right.
Sometimes some coaches don't do that, and that's suicide right there. So you against Lamar Jackson, everybody try to stay in their lane.
Oh, you got to build that fence around him.
But it don't work.
Well, no, that's why he Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it don't work with him at all. Because he gonna shake. He ain't gonna get hit. He not gonna take a big hit at all. And then he gonna shake your ass on the way up the field while he not taking a big hit.
Because he a big guy.
Yeah. No, I'm saying he big, but he just liquid.
Yeah.
He just quick. He twitchy. And he fast. And he moving forward at the same time. So, I don't know if that's a detriment to his game. I don't know. I tell you what, not to go down a rabbit hole, but they kind of pissed me off against the last game they had against the Chiefs because why bring 2 tight ends, run Derrick Henry, let everybody know you running him? Does he not do anything out of the shotgun?
Who, Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you understand what I'm saying? We'll talk about that when they come up, but it's one of them things where they stupid. They just didn't use him right. 13 carries, and they bought the personnel in. They bought double tight ends and all this stuff. You just let them know we about to run.
Okay. I was finna go down. I was finna say stuff. Have you been into the? I'm just gonna go ahead. Have you been into the NFL package yet?
No. It's the.
Did it not work, or did you just not get around to messing with it?
Like you said, the doggone interface is goofy.
Damn, it's goofy.
Yeah,
it works. Here it is. It worked on my laptop. Mm-hmm. Try it on your laptop and see if you can get in there.
Okay, we'll do.
Because I sent you a screenshot. You'll go down a rabbit hole. We may never hear from you again.
Yeah. It's
because and it popped up again. And what we talking about is NFL has this thing called NFL Plus. Now, for I'd say probably the last. Let me tell you. Okay, we just finna take this exit ramp. Years ago, when I was covering the beat, like early 2000s, you used to have to make deals with coaches. Hey, man, can you send me some all 22 CD? Can you pass me a CD so I can look at some of this, man, and figure out what's going on? And it would be like exchanging state secrets, man. You got a trench coat on and a big hat, and somebody walk past you in the hallway and you say, hey, what's up, dog? And they slide it in your hand and then you keep walking and then you put it somewhere else so that it don't get It was like that trying to get all 22 film. But then it got to the point where you could buy it from the NFL. Well, now they've gone to the next step, which is you can get the all 22, which is the coach's tape, so that you can see the play from the coach's view, which is from the side and from the front. Then you can really see who's blocking, who's rushing, who got double team.
From the back also.
Yeah. Well, now they've added this other element where you can look at, if you want to see every Derrick Henry run from the game against Kansas City, you can see it. And then all you do is click a couple buttons and you can, take 5 minutes and look at all of them. And so as soon as he said that, it made me think, and now they got it in there. I think you can go back to previous years. And so you can go back and say like, oh, okay, they didn't use him in the shotgun at all in Tennessee, or they use him all the time in the shotgun. It wouldn't take you a minute to see it, but that really allows you, it's good and bad. If you understand who you are, it really allows you to see the game. What I like to do with it is, because I don't pretend to know, just because you see it don't mean you know what you're seeing. Everything. I like to go say, oh, I see you ran 45 yards down the field and jumped on the dude back to make a tackle, man. That's the kind of hustle you don't see everywhere. Or, dog, that dude rolled you on that play, man. Knocked you 10 yards back. When the last time you been hit like that? So I like to look at it for those things. I don't get into, hey, man, how come you didn't go hit the linebacker on the second level? I'm sure that was your assignment after you had that initial block.
Oh, no, ain't nobody going to talk to you. You start doing that stuff.
Duh. But go look at Twitter and look at the number of fans, just casual football fans who bought that. And if you're a football fan and you really love the game, I would get that because it's fantastic. But then they think they know the game. Well, when I was in high school and I saw that formation, we did this. So that's clearly what the Saints must have been doing, or the Panthers. Like, man, shut up. You do not know.
Yeah, the NFL game is so complicated. I had a friend of mine show me an NFL playbook. I ain't gonna mention no name. And it's funny because basically in college and high school, you line up on it. Let's say I line up head up with the tight end. There's head up, there's outside eye, outside shoulder, inside eye, inside shoulder. About 4 or 5 positions. In the NFL, it's like 25.
Yeah, dog.
Inside eye, quarter, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Lord have mercy. I saw realistically, I saw 10 numbers. And I was going, what's the minute movement that you got to be in the right position on something? Are you at 9 or are you at 7?
Right.
Are you at 7 or are you at 8.5? Damn. Right. Okay. That's just it's a complicated game. I just felt like, damn, they got to dumb it down to get some guys to play. That's kind of like what we was talking about with Micah and Zimmer, is that Zimmer realized, okay, you have breakfast with a guy or you talk to a guy to see what level he's on. We kind of do that in the service too, where if I'm not going to give you the compass and I'm not going to give you the map and I'm not going to let you be the point man if you don't really understand what being the point man is. Right. You don't really understand. It's not just you going through the woods. You got to make sure everybody can get through that. Yeah. No. So if you don't understand that, I can't give you that freedom. I got to tell you, okay, look, you go to that ridge, you go that way, you go take your path, it's right here. Instead of having a good point man and saying, okay, you realize, okay, when you cross the river, everybody got to cross the river. So your ass weigh 150 pounds. The biggest guy we got weigh 230. Right. So he got to be able to cross too. And so that's an analogy for what he's doing with Micah, because Micah, they not the first people to allow somebody to call stunts. You see guys are trusted with that sometimes. Right. The only problem is you be thinking it's the coach. A lot of fans be thinking, man, why they do it like? Well, it'd be the coach covering for the guy that made the wrong decision.
Well, that's why you don't know what you don't know. And
yeah.
So just as a reporter, whenever I ask questions, I was always like, what happened on that play? It's never, it looked like this, or how come so-and-so did that? Yeah. It's always, what happened on that play? Because I'm telling you, you think you know, but you really don't. And don't ever talk to a coach about, hey, man, how come Hartfield gave up that sack? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. That was a bad line call from the center. He was supposed to get help from the guard, and he's supposed to get a chip from the back. Neither one of them did that. And you just learn over time, man. Hey, man, what happened on that sack on 3rd and 7? And let them tell you. And then if you think it's something shady, then you just go back to somebody else and say, hey, what happened on that sack? You get the same story, you know it's good. We're full of reported tips today. So who you got, man?
I'm a Cowboy fan. I got the Cowboy. I'm a fan, so I mean, I don't know. Because last week was not a good test for our defense. I mean, the Cleveland game, because David Carr going to have a pulse.
Yeah.
Chris Olave going to get the ball. Your boy, number 41, Kamara, he going to get work. And then I forgot about Jamal Williams. So them guys going to come to play. They're a team, so it ought to be a good game. I truly don't know. I like what you said though about the Cowboys, the way they played the second half. You know, we don't really know, but I think it's a good philosophy where they was like, we ain't gonna do no dumb stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because Cleveland is up. They defense is trying to get some stuff going.
Right.
You know,
and their offense can't do nothing unless we help them.
Yeah. Well,
had I taken that approach in a college football EA 25 championship game, I would have a championship under my belt. Instead, I just had a sad look on my face.
Well, there's been some games where I've been in playing semi-pro where we knew the other team was I used to beg the coach. He was the coach, the owner, and the general manager, and the offensive coordinator.
He was Jerry Jones.
His name was Jerry Dunsmore.
See?
How about that? Yeah, and his play calling was kind of arrogant because he'd go for it on 4th down on our own 40, our own 35. And then he go, defense, you got to stop him. I said, Jerry, they got 35 yards to go. Can we let the late great Rusty Lego kick this damn ball? Can we let him punt the ball? He was a hell of a punter. Can we let him punt the ball? So my point is that when you think the defense goes, oh man, you know them guys was glad to get back out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. When you know you got an offense and now your number's going to be good. Now you get an opportunity to go kick somebody asking, y'all want to run 3 and punt the ball? We get to get out there again. We get another run again.
Right.
So I think that's the way the Cowboys defense. We get to practice what we learned on Deshaun Watson them ass one more time. Let's do that. I thought that was really complimentary the way they did it, if they did it on purpose.
No, they operated that way. It's it'll be a good game, I think. I think the Cowboys offense is still finding itself. I think obviously New Orleans offense will pose a greater challenge for the Cowboys defense. But at the crib, I see Dallas taking care of business in another I expect it to be a close shave, as they say. So I got Dallas going 23-17. So we'll see if they can get off to a 2-0 start. I think for them to get where they're trying to go. Now, remember, I think I picked them 9-8, so I didn't have no great aspirations for this season. I told you, rookies on the offensive line, no running backs who are anywhere close to being elite these days. New scheme on defense. I thought they might drop some winnable games early. To me, 2-0 start for them would be outstanding and put them in position because, yes, I'm going to look ahead. They got the Ravens. That's a game you can play well and lose. Then they got the Giants, and then they had the Steelers. Even though it's in Pittsburgh, Steelers offense, as currently constructed, is not going to scare anyone. So, those are some games that I look at and go, you have the possibility, if you play your best football, to be 4-1 heading into a game against Detroit. And then that'll be another test for where you are because it's a big, strong, physical team. But Cowboys off to a great start. I got them going 23-17. Did you give me a score, man, or did you just have them winning?
Nah, I'm right where I need to be with the Cowboys. My expectations are low, and that way I'm pleasant. If they, you know what I'm saying. I hear
give
all
them an
this,
opportunity to over deliver.
That's right. That way I'm pleasantly surprised.
All right, no worries with that. Let's take a quick trip around the block, man.
There we go.
Oh, that's much better. I love that. We talked about it for a minute the other day, but James Earl Jones, the voice of greatness, died the other day at 93. Natural causes, I believe. Now, I just assumed, I never asked you, were you a big James Earl Jones fan?
Yeah, on and off the screen. He was a soldier, too. He was an officer.
In the Army?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Before he became, he went to service right out of high school or whatever?
Yeah.
Before he went to college?
Before he became an actor and all of that. I don't know when, I just know he was.
Now, he had a very rough childhood. Abandoned by his dad, left the family when he was a youngster. Abandoned by the mother. Raised by his grandparents, who were very abusive. It led to him having a stuttering issue. And he did one of those Maya Angelou things, man. He vowed he wasn't going to talk again. Just shut up. And then, and I don't want to say this is why I do it, but this is why I do it. Teacher changed his life, man. Teacher came in and gave him a poem to read, and he read it. And every day she gave him a poem to read, and every day he read it, he got his confidence back, and he stopped stuttering. And that helped him become the man he eventually became. And when I say that's why I do it, I'm talking about that's why I teach a class at SMU. It's my way to kind of give back, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know who's watching you. You never know who knows you. And it can be it's just cool when you can help somebody reach whatever potential it is that they have. And, I tell y'all all the time, I had 3 teachers who changed my life. Martha Jane Lee at Manny Jackson, Judy Babb at Skyline, and Linda Callahan at Ohio State. And I still keep in touch with all of them on Facebook or I call them because they literally changed my life, and I wouldn't be who I am without their help. So it's cool that he had the teachers, but dude, when you talk about James Earl Jones, he played in a zillion movies. He had a lot of roles. Sometimes he was a star, sometimes he was a supporting role. When did you know he was Darth Vader? Like right off the rip, because you're a Star Wars guy?
Yeah, pretty much. Because Star Wars came out in 1977.
Right.
The tickets was never affordable for me, so I probably didn't see it till 80-something.
Really?
Yeah. And then I became a Star Wars guy, and my kids became Star Wars guys. But, we went to the movies every Sunday. It was we went to the matinee, so it was $1.50. And then Star Wars was never on the matinee. And so I really didn't get to see it until probably about 4 or 5 years later. Maybe, something like that.
You know what's wild about that, man? I had a friend of mine, one of my good friends growing up. He must have seen Star Wars, I'm not exaggerating, 20 times. I never saw it once. I did not watch Star Wars until I was probably in my 40s. Because it never really interested me all that much. And then I like that second group that came out with, I guess it was when Samuel L. Jackson was in it. And who was little Scott Anderson or whatever his name was? Anakin. Well, I like those.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I didn't know no better because I hadn't seen the originals.
The Phantom Menace and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crap.
So I watched those a little bit.
The Phantom Menace, Jar Jar Binks and all that? Nah,
yeah.
Didn't keep that.
But I was never there. But dog, I swear to you, man, it wasn't until sometime in the last 10 years that I had one of those, oh my God. I was today years old when I found out that James Earl Jones was Darth Vader's voice. And I just tripped out for a whole day over that.
Yeah.
That somehow I missed that in all my years of growing up.
Yeah, I got a $1,500 box set of the Star Wars trilogy.
Is it open or is it unopened?
No, it's open, but it's got deleted scenes in it.
Oh, it's VCR?
Yep.
Or it's
VHS.
DVD?
It's VHS. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't pay that. I bought it when I bought it.
We all know you didn't pay that.
Yeah, but I bought it when I bought it, and it gained value. But James Earl Jones, the Star Wars stuff. My kids watched The Phantom Menace when it came out, and I said that ain't Star Wars. So I went to Blockbuster, and I got all 3 trilogies, and I played that, and boy, they became Star Wars fans in every way.
Damn.
You know, action figures, especially the video games, all the Jedi stuff. They did all of that, and so James Earl Jones was iconic. Field of Dreams, Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars.
Bingo Long, that's the one I meant to put on there this morning. Him and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, but you said you never seen that.
I've seen it.
We talked earlier in the show. I said, you see Bingo Long? He was like, oh, no, I don't think so.
Nah, I mean, I remember that. I think that what I meant was, I don't know that I've seen it from start to finish. It's because it's one of the things I always saw, late night movie, picked it up in the middle, and watched it from whenever I was watching. But I probably should watch it from start to finish now. You know, I've never seen The Godfather either. I need to watch that from start to finish.
Wow, okay.
So there's a lot of... I was not...
The Great White Hope. I mean, what was it? Yeah, he was iconic, man. A lot of the smaller roles. He played Admiral James.
I was gonna say he had a lot of smaller roles.
Well, he had a lot of big ones, but he had a lot of smaller ones. He played Admiral James Greer in the Tom Clancy, one of the Tom Clancy movies.
Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah, and then he did.
I didn't even realize he was in The Hunt for Red October until I read it again. Like, I watched that movie a few times, so I'm sure. But I just hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I read
the last 20 years.
I read all them books. What was the movie with? He was with James Caan, Timothy Hutton. I think it was Gardens of Stone or something.
Right.
And he was pretty good in that. It's a lot of movies that he just tons of movies that he been in. Field of Dreams.
That's when he gave one of the great speeches in that one. Mm-hmm. Baseball. Mm-hmm. Ray. So it was So I was really saddened. I mean, he was 93. None of us are gonna live forever.
Oh, he was the king of Zamunda.
Right, and we didn't even mention the Lion King.
Mufasa. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even talk about that. And so it's just I tell friends of mine that we're in that stage of life now where a lot of your heroes and people that you looked up to, whether they're athletes or actors or whatever, start to pass because they're starting to hit their late 70s and 80s and 90s. And, you only got so much time here. And so, that's the time where I'm going to transition to say that I'm on my way to Philadelphia tomorrow and this weekend. So we'll be doing the podcast from Philly, or at least I will, this weekend after the Saints game, because it's my dad's birthday. And me and my son are going up to Philly, where my sister lives. He's coming from Buffalo, and we're going to hang out and spend the weekend with him on his birthday. And my dad is in great shape. He's in his 80s, got all his faculties, still working. I mean, I bet that dude works 60 hours a week, man. Because that's what he do. That's what he loves to do. It ain't really work for him. But I decided probably about 3 or 4 years ago, as my dad was getting older, and because he doesn't live in the same state as me, to really be intentional about calling him. We talk probably every Sunday or Saturday or Sunday for, 30, 45 minutes. Solving all the world's problems and talking about football and sports and life and all this other stuff. And I enjoy it, and I look forward to it. And, I would encourage all you guys who still have parents alive. If you got a great relationship, be even more intentional. If you don't have a great relationship, see if you can create one. Because once they're gone, they're gone. There ain't no makeup. And so that's kind of it. I think a lot of us have good parents. A lot of us have parents who wish they had been better. And so, sometimes there's some hurt that's hard to get over. But if you can find it in your heart to kind of work with it, and then, I just think it's cool when you got a relationship. It's also my way. I have great memories of my grandmother. I have great memories of my great-grandmother. And I'm trying to make sure that my son has some memories of his grandfather. Because, again, we don't live forever. My dad told me the other day, he said, I'd love to live to be 200, but that ain't going to happen, man. He said, so I'm working and enjoying whatever time I have left, be it a year, be it 5, be it 10, be it 20. It don't matter. I'm just going to enjoy it while I'm here. So my dad's cool. He's great. We have a good time. And as I tell my son all the time, I just don't love my dad. I like him. And so it's an honor and a privilege to go hang out with him this weekend and help him celebrate his birthday. And Joe just gave me the great idea to get him for a gift. Because my dad is that guy like, what do you give somebody who has everything? And I just thought about what I'm going to give him. And then I'm going to show him how to use it. So, appreciate you, dog. You got any cosign on that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, you gave me an idea. So, I'm just going to move forward with the idea. But we appreciate you guys. Please check out the YouTube channel at The Real Jacques Talk. We got some cool stuff over there. Good for you. Our cooking segment. We got the Roy Williams interview. Please go check that out. And then hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. We need your support. We can't do it without you. And this is a channel that me, Big Joe and the Big Rig, Content Dave, will continue to try to grow on a daily basis. You can follow me on X or Twitter at JJT Journalist. And then, you can always find me on Clapper at I am Jean-Jacques Taylor. For Big Joe and the Big Rig, until we chat again, you guys be blessed.